Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a new video. And in today's video, I just wanted to discuss the Snowfall skin and where potentially this could sit in the Fortnite storyline. I've got some interesting concepts for you guys as well regarding the Snowfall skin, and I've also found something pretty interesting where Wailing bunker, should I say, gets a 2.0 version somewhere else on the map sent to me via Twitter, which was an interesting concept which someone sent to me. So I'll put that in a video later on. We'll get into that in a sec, but for now, let's talk about the Snowfall skin, which is something that not many people have mentioned or picked up on at all. But before we get into this, I'd just like to give a shout out to everybody on screen you can see right now. Thank you to everybody who's been using my support creator code. If you guys would like to get involved with one of these shout-outs, remember to go and tweet me at postboxpat on Twitter, and you'll be sure to get a shout out in these storyline and map change videos, which will be on my channel weekly. So you've got a good chance of getting a shout out. Also, I only recommend buying items with my supported creator code that you'd actually like to purchase. Don't buy something that you don't want, because I don't want you guys wasting V-Bucks just to support me. It's obviously better to purchase something that you actually like, so it's a win-win situation. So make sure you find something you like before you buy it. But there has been a lot of Christmas skins, and tonight there's probably going to be maybe the gingerbread skin. I can't guarantee it 100%, but potentially we could get that. So we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen with that. I'll keep you guys updated. We've got 2 hours 17 as I'm recording this video. Obviously, it'll take a little bit of time for the video to go up, so it'll be even closer by the time this video is up. But it's interesting to see about this Snowfall skin. So what I exactly want to get into about this Snowfall skin is the amount of challenges you've got to complete to unlock it. You have to complete a total of 60 weekly challenges, which actually takes you all the way to week 9. So we won't be unlocking this skin until you complete your first challenge in week 9, which is interesting. And it makes me think that the Season 7 storyline isn't really going to kick off that much until around week 8, 9, 10. So that is a little bit disappointing. Now, what's interesting to see is the storyline at the moment is pretty stale, and it will be throughout Christmas towards the end of New Year. If you guys don't know already, we're most likely going to see a New Year event. We're also going to see a few other things as well around that time, but nothing major regarding the storyline. So I personally believe the main Fortnite storyline is going to kick off during the end of Season 7, a little bit like Season 5 did. If you guys remember with Season 5, we had a very dull storyline up to around Season 6, Season 7, when the cubes started to kind of appear, started lightninging down the cactuses, and I feel like that's exactly what Season 7 is going to be. But obviously Season 7 will have a lot more events and a lot more stuff going on, whereas Season 5 was a little bit stale because it didn't have that much going on in game. But the good thing about it is we can expect a lot of things this season because it's Christmas, and we've obviously got the Christmas theme and stuff, so there's a few things going on. Now, the people actually coming up with the theory saying the map's going to be covered in snow entirely is a little bit debatable. I've kind of been looking into it a little bit, and I don't 100% know if that is going to be the case or not. Now, people have been saying the snow has been expanding on the map, which is kind of true, because when you do check your radar or map, it does look like the snow has expanded a little bit outwards. But when I say a little bit, I mean so slightly or so subtle the changes on the map, you can't actually really tell in game. So it's something I do want to look into, guys. So we'll go into it in this game anyway when I hop out of the bus, and I'll show you guys exactly where we're at with that. I'll also show you guys the Wailing bunker 2, which we'll get into in a second. So here we are in the map. People have been saying that the snow has been expanding, which makes sense because when you actually look at the map here, the snow has actually curled up on this mountain a little bit more than it used to be at the start of Season 7. Now, there are a few Reddit articles and stuff that I've seen around with people showing evidence of this. Only a little bit of snow though. It's almost like it's near enough impossible to tell the changes. But personally, if you're going to ask me about the whole map being covered in snow, I know a lot of people do want to know the answer for that. I personally think it is a chance, but I don't think it'll be the entire map. I feel like it'll go up to halfway. So we may see salty in snow, we may see the half a dusty in snow, and I feel like it won't get to retail this side of the map. I feel like it's just going to be to about here by the end of the season, the snow. So it's going to be like half of the map, not the entire map. Now, if it does cover the entire map, fair enough. If we get a huge snowstorm coming and it covers the entire map, that's fair enough. But just from the little changes that we've had and what we've seen, these sort of sectors apparently weren't covered in snow during the start of the Season 7. So you can see here we've got leaks and more kind of leaking snow that's going this direction. So obviously we're getting the snow expanding, but at a very slow pace, almost unnoticeable, to be honest. If you're playing Fortnite every single day, you'll definitely not notice this. And even if you only played it at the start of Season 7 and you've just logged on today, you will not notice this. So it's really subtle, but hopefully we do get a huge snow expansion. I know a lot of people want that, but for now, that's not the idea of this video. We're on the idea of the Snowfall skin. So when I want to talk about the bunkers, what I want to say is basically this iceberg you can see right in front of you right now apparently has some sort of Wailing Woods type bunker underneath of it. Now, if you guys check this screenshot on screen right now, this was actually sent to me. Credit down below for this one. But you can see here, we have the Wailing Woods bunker situated on this iceberg right here, which is very, very interesting because with the storyline with the Wailing Woods bunker, could this be like a teleportation device that connects you to that bunker? I feel like it's a bit too much of a range to kind of go from one side to the other. We've got kind of this iceberg location, and then you suddenly teleport to Wailing Woods. It feels like it's too much. It almost feels impossible to go that sort of teleportation distance in that time. But you never know. Fortnite could master it. They do have amazing servers, and it is potential for them to do something like that. But that's where I'm trying to get at with this Snowfall skin. So could the Snowfall skin or the Snowfall challenges actually indicate the whole map being covered in snow, and the snowfall eventually happens towards the end of the season, covering the map with snow? Because, you know, throughout January, throughout February, we still see snow up and down the country in the UK, and we also see it throughout the world. So it's something that's common in their months. It's still cold, it's still wintry, it's not warm outside. We're not going to see any sunshine that often, especially in the UK. It'll be mostly rain where I'm located, but for other people, I guess they will see a lot of snow, and near enough every winter, some locations in the UK are guaranteed snow. So yeah, interesting with that going on. So here's the bunker. So I personally believe that it kind of fits it as well. Like, you see the bunker has this like lower edge on it where it kind of just connects to the ground, almost like something's going to be here, like something once was here, or a building's going to be built here, or something related to the kind of shape of the iceberg is going to be here. It's kind of similar to the iceberg shape, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Maybe this is going to be some sort of teleportation thing that sends you to that, or also it could be related to the Snowfall skin. Now, how could it be related to that? I don't 100% know just yet, but I do have a little bit of a feeling that this bunker could potentially open up and teleport us to another location in Fortnite Battle Royale, even if it wasn't around this area, a little bit closer, not all the way on the other side of the map, but say for example it could teleport you to maybe the tunnel in Tomato Town or somewhere like that. I feel like that would work out pretty well for the Fortnite storyline, even though it is quite a basic system doing that. And Fortnite can easily program stuff like this. Like, honestly, it's not that hard to program. It is a little bit difficult because if you remember with the in-game event that we had, we noticed that a lot of people, near enough everybody in the game was teleported to Fatal Fields, and then towards the end of the game, everyone was teleported bang on above Loot Lake, which was interesting because when you were up there, you actually fell down towards Leaky Lake, it was at the time, and everybody was diving in at it, and it was crazy. It was an amazing event, probably the best event in Fortnite, but that took a lot of power to teleport everybody from here all the way into the sky over here. And what the reason for that was so we went out the render distance of this area, Leaky Lake, and by the time we spawned back in after the little cutscene, the rendered new version, so they say Leaky Lake, obviously it's been called Loot Lake again now, but originally it was Leaky Lake. Leaky Lake would have a chance of rendering in for everybody, and that's what happened. And that's why sometimes when you went in the replay mode on the actual day one or the day of the event or the time of the event, it glitched out a little bit because you were rendering it in while you were over Fatal. It was like this location that people got teleported to, where I'm located right now, near enough bang on in the middle of the bottom half of the map, given enough space and time to render in that new Leaky Lake. People drop in, and then it all spawns everybody above Leaky Lake to guarantee the render. That's the way it worked, and I feel like, you know, with these sort of in-game events, they can do that, but with maybe a teleportation device that teleports you from one portal to the other, it's something that is quite difficult for Fortnite to do, and I generally think they can do it. They just need to spend a little bit of time on it, and it does kind of indicate it, knowing that there's a bunker underneath this iceberg right here in front of me. It's just very interesting to know that something's there, and it could have some sort of relationship with the Wailing Woods bunker, which is near enough bang on the other corner side of the map. So that would be pretty useful for a lot of players. I think a lot of people would use it. I feel like the loading time would still be there on it though, maybe 10-15 second loading time, maybe a little bit less, but it's basically teleporting you from here to the other side of the map. So it would turn out really well in my opinion. I can't guarantee that that's going to be added in, but let's just talk a little bit about the Snowfall skin before we end up. So the Snowfall skin generally could just be relating to the actual idea of the whole map being covered in snow, being called the Snowfall skin. I don't know 100% if that's going to be the case or not, but from what I know in previous seasons and stuff like that with the skins, they've played a big part in the Fortnite Fortnite storyline. Like generally the blockbuster, huge part. Without the blockbuster, half of these map changes wouldn't even be here today. We also have had a few other changes within the Fortnite storyline. We've had the actual kind of visitor who came in, who is, well, obviously the blockbuster is the visitor. We had the visitor who did that huge thing with the rocket, and then we had the one after that, which wasn't too major, the enforcer. Then we had the hunting party, which from yesterday's storyline video, if you haven't already checked it out, we kind of concluded, well, I concluded for my personal opinion on the hunting party skin, AIM. I feel like he was more of a friendly type trooper. I don't feel like he's going to go around killing people or anything like that in the Fortnite Battle Royale world. I feel like he's going to been sent in by Lynx and her assistant and also Sergeant Winter, and what's happened, they've been sent in to scout them out and search out for new outposts and stuff, and the real bad guy is the Ice King, which I talked about in yesterday's video, which is interesting. So yeah, like I was saying, we got the idea of the Sergeant Winter and things like that who have been helping around the map with the winter stuff and AIM. And obviously the Enforcer didn't really have much play in the storyline at all, other than to enforce the rules on the Fortnite map. Maybe they had something to do with the way the Fortnite world's currently run. And for those wondering about the war between Sergeant Winter and the current people on the map, from what I know and from what I experienced from that, just watching it and thinking about it generally, I feel like that war itself was kind of just invaded by this huge iceberg, and what the real war is after time, for example, say season 7 dropped and then straight away Sergeant Winter was like attacking the Fortnite people. I know a lot of people were saying that. I personally feel, this is my own opinion, that the people eventually became friends with Sergeant Winter, realized what Lynx is doing, and obviously Sergeant Winter controls AIM, and they kind of control the map, and they kind of well, not exactly control it, are researching the map and control the snowy area. And the real enemy is kind of the Ice King, who's slowly appearing. He's slowly revealing his castle, and yesterday I talked about potential dragons coming into this. I recommend going to check out that video if you haven't already. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I do hope you've got something out of it. It's really more of a theory video talking about the Snowfall skin. I do hope it has helped you out and given you guys some ideas of where the Snowfall skin could be. For those wondering what the Snowfall skin could potentially look like, it's going to probably be another robot. Every single one has roughly been a robot. Even the Enforcer you could class as a robot. Maybe not 100% a robot, because obviously it hasn't got the robot textures like AIM or the Blockbuster, but it definitely could be some sort of robot in that Enforcer type situation. So I don't know exactly if the Enforcer is a robot, but it does look like a robot a little bit. So interesting to see exactly where we're going with it. But you know, that's it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new around here, please do stick around for daily Fortnite content. And once again, this is postboxpat signing out.